What is going on, you guys? It is Eric from the Anabolic Aliens. Today we're here to bring you the top 5 exercises that are going to help you increase your overhead press. And we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to get right into the video. The first exercise I'm going to show you guys is the push press. Now it's a little bit different than the typical overhead press because the push press is going to involve some momentum being generated by our lower half, so our legs are actually going to bend during the movement as we generate some force from our legs, keep our quadriceps tight, and push the bar up over our head. So I'm going to show you what that looks like real quick. So the setup remains pretty much the same. Come back. We're going to position our legs where we feel most comfortable. Typically right underneath your shoulders will do. We're going to pop down, push up overhead. Down, set yourself. Up, control down. And the reason why the push press is so important to incorporate into your training is because it allows you to use a little bit more weight than you would on your typical overhead press, because we're building that momentum out of the bottom of the movement. That lockout portion is the portion that we're working on the most, being able to handle more weight coming up. So we're taking that bottom half out by using our legs from here to here and pushing and driving through the rest of the movement, so we're really able to overload our overhead press. And that way we can add on some more pounds to our typical overhead press. So make sure you use this one in your training. Exercise number 2 is going to be the pause overhead press. Now with the pause overhead press, the place that we are going to pause is not at the bottom, but rather right in the middle of the rep. So right in front of our eyes to forehead. So right in this small little range right here. And the reason why we're pausing right there is because we want to work on that middle control of the lift. So a lot of people lose their stability right when they get up over the head. Maybe their legs start shaking, they start losing their bar pad that falls out in front. Right there we're working on control. So you're going to have to go a little bit lighter, but we're going to show you what this movement looks like real quick. So we set up, everything's exactly the same when we set up. We're gonna come right in front. So you actually want to watch the barbell with your eyes without actually moving your head. So you come up and then finish the movement. Down again, up, pause, and finish through. We'll do one more, up, and then finish through. So again, guys, control. Drop the weight, use maybe 10, 20 pounds less than you typically would, maybe even more to get a feel for it. Work on really pausing, watching with the eyes, trying to move the head too much, pausing right here, focus on the control, keep the core tight, the glutes, you're keeping your butt tucked underneath you right here. And as you finish, remember, we don't want to be pushing the bar out in front, but rather finishing right up behind the head. So we're up, pause, and all the way through. So make sure you use this in your routine. Exercise number 3 is going to be the standing one arm dumbbell overhead press. So we're gonna jump right into this exercise, show you how it's done real quick. I'm gonna prop this dumbbell up onto our shoulder. We're going to press up right overhead, nice and controlled all the way down. We basically want this dumbbell to touch our shoulder. That's for full range of motion. Again, guys, because if you look at where it goes through my head, ends right here. So we're up, down, up, down. Now, obviously with this exercise, we do one arm, gotta do the other arm too. So here, up, down, up, down, up, down. So the reason why we want to do this exercise, guys, is because it helps you distinguish where your weak points are. It works on core stability, works on that one arm stability. So if you have a weakness, let's say your right tricep has a hard time staying tucked in and it flares out too wide, or maybe it's the same thing on your left, you're able to diagnose these issues based on which arm you're using. Now, that issue could stem down the rest of your body, so it might be a weakness from your core, but basically you'll be able to distinguish which side is weak and which side you need to improve on. So this is a great exercise to use if you're working on that stability and trying to figure out what your weak side is so you can improve upon it. All right, guys, exercise number 4 is the overhead pin press. Now, if you don't have a setup like this, like a power rack or anything like that, you can use the Smith machine. Just make sure you set the height at the bottom to about nose to forehead height. Probably nose height is better for this exercise. So with the overhead pin press, what we're working on is our lockout, that upper half explosion, and we're able to overload our overhead press. So as you can see, I'm gonna walk up to the bar. Everything's gonna remain exactly the same. We're gonna get nice and close, right in front of us, get nice and tight. Everything's exactly the same yet again. We're pushing up, over the head, and right back down. Up, and we're driving that chest through, up, and down. So again, guys, if you're looking to overload your overhead press, make sure you incorporate the overhead pin press into your routine. Exercise number 5 is going to be the Z press. So our butt is on the ground, the rack is set up, so the bar is right at our shoulder height. What we're going to do is we're taking the legs out of the movement. So we're gonna have to activate our core to make up for our loss of legs. So it's gonna work on the stability, it's gonna make our overhead press much sturdier. So let's show you what a few reps look like. Get up nice and tight, core nice and tight, lats engaged. We're gonna press up over the head, come down, up, down. So that's what a rep looks like, guys. We're squeezing our core super hard, so make sure you're keeping those abs nice and tight because that core tightness will translate over to a sturdier overhead press. So I hope you guys enjoyed these 5 exercises that are gonna help you build a stronger overhead press. If you aren't already, guys, make sure you follow us on Instagram. You'll be the first to hear about any news if you go check us out on Instagram. Make sure you throw this video a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe, turn on that notification bell if you haven't by now. I wanna see notification squads all over the next video we upload. So make sure you're there first so we can see you. And until then, guys, I'm gonna see you in the next video. Peace.
Together we got power.